welcome back to my channel. Everybody clap because I actually made a video. So today I'm gonna do May favorites, and I cannot believe we're in May. I feel like the time has gone by super fast. I've been getting ready for our vacation in July and I have nothing. The only thing I have is and you were like, oh, it was only July. Yeah, well, I have 2 children and I have my husband, and I need to pack for 4 people. I need to make sure I have everything. I need to make sure I don't forget anything, especially with my daughter having autism. Everything has to be there. So I've been super busy, and my daughter started ABA this 2 months, in April. So that has been consumed. I've been consumed by ABA, and it's a very stressful experience. So that's why I haven't made any videos. I am still on keto. I kind of tumbled a little bit when my daughter started ABA. I think I just got very overwhelmed with the whole experience of ABA. And if anybody out there has a child with autism and their child is going through ABA, please let me know your experiences and how you actually got through it. I feel like it's really hard for me to see her that way, very stressed out, but she's doing great actually. I thought she was going to be having more anxiety, but she's not. She's very cooperative, and it's just, I think, like they're here from like 9 to 5, and she only gets like a 2-hour break from 12 to 2, and it's like the whole day is basically consumed by that, and I don't get any type of breaks in between, because in between them not being here for the 2 hours, I either try to do as much as I can in like the cramped of the 2 hours and try to make dinner, or try to get ready for lunch, or try to, etc, etc. So let's get started. That's a little life update for you guys. You're welcome. So we're gonna start with food. If you guys want any inspiration about keto, you guys can head to my Instagram. I do a lot of pictures of the food that I make, and I'm just gonna run through a little bit of what, sorry, it's like a hair in my face and it's bothering me. Anyway, so the one thing I loved this month that I did was lamb. I love lamb. I love gamey food, so I can eat rabbit. I love rabbit. Oh, a lot of people are like, oh, the vegans are like, oh, rabbit. I love rabbit. I've had rabbit before. I like buffalo. I've had buffalo before. And this month I made for Mother's Day, Latino Mother's Day, Mexican Mother's Day, I made myself lamb. I love lamb. I think it's delicious. Sorry. So I love that this month. I also loved making chimichurri. Oh my god, there's like something, I don't know what's wrong with me today. There's something in my throat. I'm gonna die. Okay, I'm good. I love experimenting with food. I'd never made chimichurri before. I've had it in restaurants, never liked it. And this month I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it myself at home, and I did. I made a chimichurri. I made it a lot spicier, and I added cilantro I added parsley and cilantro, and it was really delicious. And now I make it as a dressing. So I not only make it for my steak, but I make it as a dressing for my salads if I'm really in the mood for it. And I always have cilantro, and I always have parsley in my kitchen, and I also have parsley in my herb garden, so I always have those. So I always chop them up, put them in there, and it's amazing. Another thing that I loved was salmon. I love salmon. Love it so much. And I need to be careful with it because I could eat a bunch of it, and when you're on keto, you're not supposed to eat so much protein, but salmon is my love. So I had salmon this month, and I made the most delicious sauce with it. It was like a Parmesan sauce. Oh my god, it was so good. And I love asparagus. What is wrong with me today? Oh my gosh, I love asparagus, so I paired it with asparagus. It was delicious, delicious, delicious. So when it comes to like physical food that I can show you, I have loved these Stevia sodas. There are no sugar, no artificial sweeteners, and there's zero carbs, zero fat, zero calories, and zero protein in it. They're amazing, and they do taste like cola. And I'm going to open it right now because I'm thirsty as hell. I already had water, don't kill me, all the keto people. Already had water, but this is really, really good. I love LaCroix as well, but I remember when I was younger, my mom had brought these from, my mom was used to work for this person, and they had these, and the person was like, oh, we don't like them, if you want you could take them. And she did. She brought them to my house, and I had them, and I absolutely loved them. Nobody else in my house loved them but me, so I was the one who drank them. And I went to Whole Foods and I found them and I bought them, and I'm loving them. I think they're delicious. They have one that tastes like Coke. This one's the Coca-Cola one. They have a cherry cola. Oh, sorry. Oh, so disgusting. I embarrass myself all the time. And they have the Dr. Pepper. I like the cola and the Dr. Pepper because those were my favorite sodas when I wasn't on keto. I love those. Another thing that I love, and I think I put this on my last keto favorites, was the Lily's chocolate. This is a caramel and salted caramel, you could say. They just put it back, or caramelized and salted. I don't know why they wouldn't just put salted caramel, but I don't know. It is no sugar added. The only sweetener they use is stevia, so it's per half. You could say per half is like what, 6 grams of carbs, which when you're a chocolate addict like myself, the 6 grams are worth it. But honestly, I've been having like little pieces like this in one day. I just have it like a little piece because I think they're just so good. I'll just skip forward to when I'm done. Okay? Okay. Another thing that I loved is the stevia French vanilla extract. So this is kind of like the regular stevia in liquid form, but this is vanilla, so it's kind of like an extract. How do you say it? Extract? I always say extract, but extract. And I put this in my coffee when I make my bulletproof coffee. Sometimes I don't drink a lot of coffee. I'm not a huge fan of coffee. I've never been a fan of coffee, but now that I'm on keto, I like it sometimes, I guess. So I put that in there, and I also make like once in a while I make a keto mug cake, and I'll just put like 2 drops in there, and it gives it like an extra oomph, an extra flavor of vanilla. And another thing is cacao. Cacao, I've been using it to put it on my coffee, and I also made, again, I'll just put the link down below to my Instagram, and you can see different pictures of different things I did. I did an enchilada bowl because I love enchiladas, and the sauce that I made with it, I actually put cacao in it. And if you don't know, when you make mole or when you make enchiladas, when you make the sauce for the enchiladas or the mole, you actually put cacao in there to give it that extra flavor of earthiness and smoothness to the sauce. And that's anywhere where you go to Mexico, any sauce that you see that's mole or enchilada, when it's authentically made, like in Mexico, they always use cacao. And it's just something that they use. And so if you want to make an enchilada sauce, make sure that you do put cacao in it. It just gives it like a better flavor, honestly, and it gives it a very authentic flavor. If you've ever been to Oaxaca, if you've ever been to Guadalajara, or even Michoacan, places like that in Mexico, they use that for their mole and their enchiladas, and you can't taste it, but you can just taste the earthiness and just a better texture and a better it just brings the sauce together, and it just makes it so much richer, honestly. The color, it makes it beautiful color, and it just makes it so good. So I put that in that, and I get in my coffee. Or if I'm making like a mug cake, the other day I made a keto brownies, gluten-free keto brownies. My daughter's allergic to gluten, so it was perfect. And I use cacao, and cacao can be used for a lot of different things, and it's actually amazing for you. So now we're going to talk about, it's not food, it's going to be books. So two of the out of the three books I got at Costco, and the first one is the 21-day sugar-free detox guide. So this one's not keto, but it does have a lot of low carb recipes, and mostly the reason why I got this is because it does have gluten-free recipes, and my daughter's gluten-free. She's highly allergic to gluten, so we don't give her gluten at all, so it's kind of hard to make a lot of recipes when it's gluten-free. So it does have a lot of recipes, and I like having that option where I can find something in here that I could have and that she could have as well. And it's great if you're not on keto and you're just trying to cut off on sugar. You should definitely try this one out. I got this at Costco, but you can probably get this at Amazon if you want to. I'm pretty sure they have it. Amazon has everything. Another thing that I got at Costco, it's this year-round slow cooker recipes. This one's not keto, again, but I do like making things in the slow cooker. And this one, what's great about it is you can have like vegetarian options, appetizers, etc, etc. And I like, again, I am keto, but it doesn't mean my family is keto, so I have to always think about them when I'm making my food. So sometimes I'll make myself something completely different than I would make them because they're not keto, and my daughter is gluten-free, but she still needs all the nutrients from like vegetables and fruits, so I have to keep that in mind when I am making food. And my husband obviously loves carbs, and so does my son, so I have to keep that in mind. And there are great things here that are gluten-free and that are also keto, so I like having that option as well. And slow cookers are my best friend because when I don't have time, I just make beef roast or a beef stew, and I put it in there, and I only eat the beef, and I put it in a bed of like wonderful vegetables for myself, and my family can eat it with either, my daughter will eat it with gluten-free, I don't know, what is it called, oh my god, she will eat it pretty much with vegetables too, honestly. And that's it. And my husband will eat it with mashed potatoes or like rice or something. And then the other book that I got, this one is keto. It is Keto Comfort Foods. This one I actually got in an Amazon store. They sell, that we have here where I live in California. I live in Walnut Creek, California, and they have this store here in my little town, in the Bay Area, and it's an Amazon store. So you get discounts if you're an Amazon Prime member, and I got this there, and it basically is all keto comfort food. It has like, you know, roasted cauliflower with cheese, slow cooker chipotle lime steak soup, clam chowder, stuffed meatballs, pizza fat bombs, and then it has like cheeseburger soup, pork and cheddar sausage, and then for dessert they have like the mint chocolate cheese Noel. They have the decadent black forest dessert, the rice pudding, things like that. This is like my dream picture for foods. Like, I love looking at pictures of food. Like, I feel like they're just so beautiful, and I think it's because I have an obsession with food that I think that's why they're so beautiful. I don't know. But those are the 3 books that I have been using religiously this past month. I've been using them a lot. And again, the other 2 that are not keto, keep in mind, I do have a family who doesn't eat keto. And I have to kind of readjust my new lifestyle of eating with my family. And then another thing that I liked, it's not really a book, but I actually loved using a I forgot what these are called, like schedule books or something. I've been using it a lot. With the new business I started, I like putting things inside here, like little things that I have to do during the day, or if I have to, I'm having an event for it, for launching my new business this next month. So I actually booked it in, and I want to be able to send invites to the people that I'm going to invite for the launch. Okay, so then we're gonna go into beauty. And beauty, I just have everything that I have in my makeup bag. Oh gosh, I have like a lot of stuff. So we're gonna start with this one. This is the Wet n Wild contour palette in Dulce de Leche, or Dulce de Leche. But I've been using this religiously. I really like the contour palette, the contour in it. I ran out of the Hoola bronzer a while back, and I haven't repurchased. One, because I'm too cheap to get it, and two, because I haven't had the time. And I literally live like really close to downtown area where I live, and there we have a Sephora, but I just don't want to go get it. Even though the Hoola bronzer is like the best in the planet, I feel like. But I've been loving this one, and it doesn't really have a smell, but I love how big it is, and I really like it. The only thing I don't like it is it literally has a lot of fallout. A lot of fallout. Like when I mean a lot, like a lot. And that's the only thing I don't like about it. But other than that, I love it. Another thing I've been liking is the e.l.f. eyebrow thing. Like the powder and the gel. I had the Benefit one and I liked it. Honestly, I find filling on my eyebrows a drag. And the faster I could do it, the better. Like, I don't really care. And it's gonna be like shocking to everybody who's in the beauty community and all that stuff. But I don't like doing a lot of eyebrows. I'm not really good at it, honestly. And I don't think I ever will be good at it. And if I do practice, maybe I will. But, yeah, I've been liking that one. And I've had this for a while. I had this, I think, for like 3 months. Almost 4 months. I don't know. The other thing that I liked are these Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Colors. This one is in the shade, oh my gosh, it doesn't say. It doesn't say what shade this is. But I have it in red, and I have it in like a nude. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. And I really like these. They're super soft, super creamy. They're not uncomfortable in your lips. And they actually last a pretty long time. And I always keep this one in my bag. I don't keep this one in my bag, but because it's a little more of a bold color, and I don't typically use a lot of bold colors unless I'm going on a date with my husband. But other than that, I just use this one, and I absolutely love them. I think they're amazing. I want to buy like a more like a bright pink, but I haven't had the time to do it. And I also been loving my Amazonian Clay, the Tarte blushes. I have the Adored, just this one right here. You can see it. It has like little sparkles in it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. But my all-time favorite is Tipsy. I've been using this religiously. You can see right here. And my son decided to dip his finger was wet, and he just went roll, like right on the side. Can you see where I mean? Right on the side. Right there. Right there. Oh, let me here. So this one's my favorite one, and I use it all the time. As you can see, is well loved. I absolutely love Tarte, like as a company altogether. I love their everything's like, I think everything's vegan, and I love their blushes. And I also used to love their foundation, the clay foundation. I used to use that a lot as well, but now I don't use that. Now on to the next. So foundations, I have two of the True Match from L'Oreal, which it's one of my favorite foundations ever. I was a huge fan of Kat Von D's Tattoo, and I still am. I love that foundation. It's like my holy grail foundation. But recently I've been liking more like this is more like a natural color, you could say, like more It's, you can build it up, don't get me wrong, you can build it up, but I like the whole very for day-to-day use. I either like to go for a tinted moisturizer or like a BB cream or this one. And when I try to go a lot more full coverage, I do use my Estee Lauder Double Wear. But recently I've been using the Maybelline 24-hour foundation. This one right here, this is in the shade Natural Ivory, 112 natural ivory, and it comes with 1.0 fluid ounces. I love this foundation. I think it's amazing. And it gives great coverage, and I don't have a lot of my skin's pretty even since I started using my products from Rodana Fields, but this one has been my absolute favorite when it comes to full coverage. I don't know if it lasts 24 hours because I don't use it for 24 hours, but it does last for a very long time, and every time I wear it I always get compliments on my skin, so I've been loving that one a lot. And then for eyelashes, I've been loving the Lash Paradise Voluminous Lashes, and this one is in black, so this is the black. This one reminds me a lot of the Better Than Sex mascara. So I bought this not too long ago, and I absolutely love it. I think it's the best mascara that there is right now in the drugstore. So I got that one. I recently really like it. Another lip, I actually been liking this lipstick from Maybelline, and it's called Nude Nonce. It's 657 Nude Nonce. So it's this one right here. It's more like a brownish nude. It's not really like a nude. It's more like a brown nude, if you know what I mean. And I like this to give myself a little bit of more. I like nudes. I love nude lips. I have really big lips, so when I wear like really bright colors, I feel like my lips are like right in your face, you know, so I don't like that. So I like this one for more like if I want to give a little oomph, a little more to my palette, but not really in your face palette. So for highlighters, I've been liking, I actually went to Sephora a long time ago to get, I think it was another beauty blender, and I got the sample for the Becca Opal, and I've been loving it. And once the sample runs out, you can see it's like been well used, because oh my gosh, it won't focus, but there's like a dent in there. And once I run out of this little sample, I am going to get the bigger size because I absolutely love it. But I also been liking the Wet n Wild highlighting powder. This one is in the color Crown of My Canopy, and then this one is the, oh my gosh, I got the same color. I have another one in my drawer, but it's basically this one right here. I'll just try to do I don't know if you can see it, but it's very beautiful. Oh, there you go. You can see it right there. It's beautiful. They have a lot of pigmentation, and they're very affordable. Like, I couldn't believe how cheap they were. And I don't mean cheap like low quality. I mean like cheap as in like the price is very cheap. And you can get this for like $3, and honestly I don't feel like that's bad. If these are good quality and you can get them for $3 at the drugstore, why not? And they're an amazing quality, and I don't see why not, you know what I mean? The other one that I've another thing that I've been liking, it's the Full Coverage Concealer by Physicians Formula. It's the hashtag Instant Ready concealer. This reminds me a lot of the 24-hour, it's the matte concealer. I forgot what it's called, the full coverage one. I can't think about it right now, but it reminds me a lot of it, including to the pump. Like, I can never control the amount that comes out of it, and I always get more than I actually need because it's so full coverage. I feel like I always get more than I need, and I'm left with like a bunch of it left over, and it's like I feel like it's such a waste of product. And it's actually really good quality because that comes with it in a glass bottle, just like the MAC one. So I feel like that's a dupe for the MAC concealer. And the last thing I've been loving is my EcoTool blender or blender. I love my beauty blender. It's the best. Nothing beats the beauty blender. It's the absolute best, but it's very expensive, and when I travel I don't like taking it because I have the tendency of every time we travel to Disneyland every single year I always leave a beauty blender, like every single time. So this year I refuse to do that because beauty blenders are expensive, so I don't want to do it. Okay guys, and I think that's the only things I've loved this month. So I hope you had liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything, please leave the comments down below. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.